Hello everyone, welcome you all to the Achieversaddaugcnet platform. So 25th June 2025, 26th June 2025, total 4 shifts has been conducted on day number 1 and day number 2. Now tomorrow morning commerce and evening English shift is going to happen. So most important for us because our students are paper 2 belong to commerce and management. So commerce is going to be there in the morning. For that, I'm just trying my best to provide you all the topic which were asked in repeatedly, which they are repeating in the various shifts out of the 4 shifts. I'm just going to explain all those topics in a fast track mode so that you can have the revision before going for the exam. Just complete this video before you are going for the tomorrow's exam. At any time, just you can watch. I will not take much of your time. Within 40 to 45 minutes only, I will conclude all the topics of total 7 units, apart from the data interpretation, reading comprehension, and maths. Shall we begin? If you are ready, please do hit a like button and share with your friends so that we will start without late. Let's get started without late. So I will just take you through each and every topic. I'll provide you the previous questions linked to the same topic and just answer in the chat box so that you can able to recall what are the topic which is being asked. And everybody has concentrated on one thing. Yesterday morning and evening shift, the questions were related to movies. Today morning and evening shift, there are 3 questions from the movies chronological order. But surprisingly, even if you cover that movies list, even if we give the list of all the movies, I don't think it will be helpful to you because that is the general awareness related question. And based on the one known movie and their year of release in that movie, we need to answer the question. Please do not bother about that general awareness question. That can be tackled easily, like a Bahubali, Pushpa 2, Maine Pyar Kiya, all these movies can be tackled. And some questions they are asking from the even Hollywood movies, only famous movies they are keeping. Do not think that all the 4 options, whatever they are keeping, it is unknown only. At least one known option will be there, from that you have to answer. So do not bother about the unknown topics at this moment. And I will be covering up those topics as well, do not worry. So first of all, please do subscribe to this channel. And first question is that andragogy, heterogogy as well as pedagogy related. Sir, pedagogy is a children and young learner related. Question was asked on adult learners, which is andragogy. This is the question which is asked. Andragogy, which is related to adult learning. The age-wise adult learning is an andragogy. And heterogogy is an adult and above age learning, which is a young age learning. And in this is the PYQ of 2025 January. Self-regulated learner will have knowledge about themselves and the subject and the task and strategies of learning. This is basically a part of adult learning. Self-regulated adult learning or self-directed. If self-determined, if it is asking, then self-determined can be heterogogy, where I will determine, I will decide everything. In andragogy, it is self-regulated, but it is somehow taking a suggestion from the teacher whenever the doubt arises. That approach. Purely independent is heterogogy. Andragogy is partially dependent on the teacher and partially independent. So the difference between 3 things: andragogy, pedagogy, and heterogogy. One more question related to 2025 pedagogy. Pedagogy is related to teaching and learning process because it is a method of TL. It is a method of TL. It is not about a psychology. This is about a method of a teaching. What methods to be used for the children in the school level is a pedagogy. What methods of teaching to be used at a class 11 and 12, that can be andragogy, adult learning. For the PG and above level, which can be a heterogogy. Next, in Bloom's taxonomy, cognitive domain sequence has been asked in yesterday morning as well as evening session. The sequence of Bloom's taxonomy. Sequence of Bloom's taxonomy, 3 levels, 3 different domains. Under that, cognitive domain is first. Cognitive domain is having two different versions. Older version and a newer version is there. In older version, KCAASE is a keyword, the sequence. Knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. KCAASE. Knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. This is the old version of the cognitive domain under the Bloom's taxonomy. New cognitive domain of Bloom's taxonomy is that RUAAEC. Remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, creating. So remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, creating is a new version of the Bloom's taxonomy cognitive domain. Next, the second domain is that affective domain, which is emotion and feelings related. R square VOC, receiving, remembering, valuing, organizing, and characterization. Receiving, responding, valuing, organizing, and characterization, which can also be called as a naturalization. That is R square VOC. Psychomotor domain is IMPAN. That is imitation, manipulation, precision, articulation, naturalization. Imitation, manipulation, precision, articulation, as well as naturalization. This is a Bloom's taxonomy, cognitive domain, old and new version, and affective domain, as well as psychomotor, which is a skill-based learning. Next, the lesson planning related question also been asked. This lesson planning is a January 2025 PYQ. Related to this also, today morning shift there was a question in lesson planning, today morning shift. Right, whatever the topic I am covering is appeared in the total 4 shifts of today and yesterday. So kindly do not get deviated from it. Please pay attention. Lesson planning means how to structurize the teaching before going to the classroom. You have to make a plan. You have to chalk out the plan. In this is a given question. We need to answer it. Given answer, if you see, first select the content, design the evaluation, design the learning outcome, and design the diagnostic method, and select the pedagogy. Select the pedagogy. What can be the correct answer? What can be the correct answer out of this? Sir, look at the options also where you can use the elimination method. In lesson planning, if you are a teacher, if I am a teacher, what can be the first step? Is it deciding the content or deciding the pedagogy? What is to be first required? What is to be first required? Just apply your common sense. Do not go into it, apply your common sense. First, we need to determine the learning outcomes. Learning outcome means objectives of learning. Based on that only the content, everything can be planned. Right? First, decide the learning outcome. After that, select the content. Once you select the content, select the methodology, which is a pedagogy. After that, once you select the methodology, then try to conduct the evaluation and design the diagnostic method. So diagnostic means once you are identifying the student problem, how to provide the solution for it. So appropriate can be option A. Option A. First, we need to determine the learning objective. The outcomes need to determine. After that only we have to select the content and making a methodology. Diagnostic, the evaluation and diagnostic evaluation can be last. Types of assessment. So the question has been asked in the math the following. But I will just tell you a keyword simply. Authentic assessment, ipsative assessment are the two important things which is from the new PYQs. Authentic assessment means whether whatever learned in the classroom, student is in a position to apply them in a real world situation or not. Real world is a keyword for authentic. Means he is authenticating the knowledge gained from the class. Ipsative assessment means comparing the student, my own performance in the last year, comparing with this year. My own performance in the last examination, comparing with this year examination. So whenever a student own performance, past performance, current with a current compared with the current performance, then we say it is ipsative assessment. Comparison of own performance, like a trend analysis of student performance. Formative assessment will be conducted during the instruction process. Why it will be? To improvise the learning performance of a student. So that feedback will be given time to time to the student, and student will be rectifying the mistake to improvise their performance. That is formative. In this content mastery, we will become content master. When you are improvising on daily basis, conceptually you will build up and you will master over the content. And summative assessment is at the end of the year, where here grading or certifying of learner will be there. Grading or certifying of learner will be there. Grading or certify the learner means you will get the certificate or the memo, or the grading you will get at the end of your semester after completing it. Diagnostic is to identify the problems of a student so that remedial solution can be provided. To identify the problem, and this is part of the formative assessment, diagnostic. Placement evaluation is to check the entry behavior of a student. It is to check the entry behavior of a student. We will be conducting this placement evaluation. Sir, pragmatic test is nothing but based on the current level of performance, what will be the future performance? That is prognostic test. Whereas ipsative assessment is based, we are comparing the current performance. We are comparing the current performance with the past performance. So how much growth is there? That is ipsative. And when we are predicting the future performance based on the current, that is prognostic assessment. Here answer for the last question I have mentioned, just a slide that got misplaced. Answer was one only, technically. Right. And there is a one question which was asked in 2025 January, sir. In the January, what was asked? The author related question. This is yesterday evening question. Sida. But in place of either a credit point or a course, they have added one more, which is a curriculum. Which is a curriculum has been asked. Curriculum. Right, sir. So here, academic year means in one academic year, there will be two consecutive. One, which is a semester 1, semester 2. This is the odd number, this is the even number. One odd event, one even event will be there as a semester 1, semester 2. Odd number, even number. Credit point means product of a grade point and number of credits for a one particular group. 1 point they are speaking about. Here credit means it is a unit for the course work. So on which units your entire performance of a course is being measured on a credits basis. 1 credit point means the grade point that you earn by completing a number of hours, completing a course. Right? Course is nothing but number of papers that you completed in one particular time period. So the papers start under the program duly defining the learning objective. Then what is curriculum? What is curriculum? The academic plus non-academic both put together in a one program is called as a curriculum. Academic things and non-academic. Entire system or the structure of the course. In that academics will be there, non-academics will be there. Together it comes under. It is not circulars. It is curriculum I am asking. Curriculum in the context of education. So this is the entire is curriculum. In that syllabus is one part. Curriculum is about structure of the course. Whereas syllabus is when we define academic contents. That is syllabus. There is a big difference. And related to this, I will provide you the PDF of this one. Do not worry. Just take a note of it. It is not appeared in yesterday's section. And research aptitude now onwards. All the practical question, again, this is repetitively asked in sequence, ascending order, descending order, or match the following. 3 types of questions they are asked. They can ask possibly. And if this is not being asked, take it for granted, guys. Tomorrow, commerce examination. Commerce paper 2, unit number 5, business statistics. So these all formulas are part of the business statistics. In research aptitude, there is a high number of chance that question may come from the binomial distribution in paper 1, may come from the Poisson distribution, or it may come from this coefficient of variation, coefficient of correlation, coefficient of determination, as well as population standard deviation, binomial distribution, Poisson distribution in paper 1 also. Because tomorrow is commerce examination. Tomorrow is commerce morning examination. Make sure that don't forget, because yesterday evening mass communication. So paper 2 mass communication, more questions were appeared in paper 1 related to communication mass media. Yesterday morning shift was also related to this one. I think morning shift education. So whatever the paper 2 education related, higher education paper 1 has been asked. Today morning shift computer science. Yes, paper 2 computer science related to paper 1 ICT. Likewise, paper 2 commerce is related to research. So do remember this. High possibility is there. Now I will try to provide you the formula. Standard deviation divided by the mean will give you CV covariation. Covariance x comma y divided by standard deviation x into standard deviation y, which is a coefficient of correlation. 1 minus residual sum of squares. 1 minus residual sum of square divided by total sum of square. It can be a coefficient of determination. Population standard deviation. Sir, don't get scared by looking at this formula. Very simple. Under root 1 by n they are giving already ready-made. And this entire also they are giving. What you need to do, simply you need to keep a root. This first component multiplied by second component. Just if you can multiply two numbers and get a root of it, simply you will get the answer. I will show you how the PYQ of 2025 has been asked. And binomial variance equal to standard deviation square NPQ. Here Q equal to 1 minus P or P equal to 1 minus Q. Let's look at some of the questions here. I will show you two questions. Here question is about, from the following page, mean is given, standard deviation is given. We need to arrange in an increasing order. Means low to high. If decreasing order, high to low. So what is the formula of covariance, coefficient of variation? Coefficient of variation formula, which is standard deviation based on the given information, standard deviation by mean. So 12 divided by 50, 10 divided by 55, and 14 divided by 60, 15 divided by 70. Sir, this calculation itself will take a time. Look at the option first. Look at the options first. What is there first? A is there, B is there, C is there, D is there. Can't able to identify. Look at D, A, B, C. Can't able to identify. So certainly here you need to, whenever the options are like this, you cannot take a guesswork here. So that is why try to calculate which one is easy. Out of the four, which is the easy calculation, try to calculate that much. Or else make it as 100 to get your calculation easy. So when you are making a guesswork in this, it may not work always. So make sure that you are doing a proper calculation at least for two numbers. If you can do for A and C, then answer will be revealed. Or if you can do for B and D, answer will be revealed. Don't try to do total calculation. It will kill your time. Like this. And another question, increasing order again. So these questions are January 25, which I have taken. Same standard deviation by mean. Now another question. Population mean and this 1 by n sum of xi square is given. Population standard deviation need to identify. So how to calculate the population standard deviation? Under root of 1 by n into summation xi square minus mu square. So first number into second number we need to multiply. How it is, you can just see. What is the first number? 1 by n into summation xi square. This is given. Minus mu square. So what is the first number? 50 minus 5 square. 50 minus 5 square. So 50 minus 25. So 25 under root. It will be equal to 5. So this will be definitely matching with a 5. A will be matching with a 5. Answer is A4. A4 only one option is available. A4 one option is available. Like that, Looking like this is a very headache formula, population standard deviation. But ready-made information is given. You should know that it is under root. That 1 by n summation x square minus mu square. That should be the formula you need to apply. So, all the January 2025 16 shifts are there. You can see how many questions has been asked. 1, 2, same question. 3, 4, 5. 5 questions has been asked in out of 16 shifts. Same pattern, same formula, same to be applied, same matching. So, these are paper 2 commerce related topics. That is why it should be given high emphasis. Now, sir, next topic, types of sampling that we know. Hello, Anuradha. Happy to see you. How are you? So, types of sampling, stratified sampling, probability sampling, systematic sampling, non-probability. Sir, probability, which of the following are probability, which of the following are non-probability? No. Those questions they are not asking directly. That question either they are asking in a matching or they are asking in a twisted format. For a hidden population, which of the following sampling methodology will be used? For a hidden sampling. So, for a hidden sampling, which methodology will be used? Key informant or else snowball sampling will be regularly used. Or else in case of that, a purposive also sometimes will be useful based on the option you need to determine. This is the January 2025 7th January. Whatever the commerce exam was conducted, same question has been asked for a hidden population. So yes, stratified for every ith item in a list, systematic. Every ith item. Population is divided into several subpopulations which are individually more homogeneous. Which is a stratified in nature. Stratas, all the homogeneous will be in one strata. Every item of universe has an equal chance of being selected, probability definition. Then this is a non-probability definition. Non-probability definition. Alright. Now, simple random. What are the probability methods? S cube MCA. Simple random, stratified random, systematic random, and multi-stage cluster as well as area sampling. Simple random, stratified, systematic cluster, multi-stage, area sampling. Non-probability sampling, DSP-CQ. Dimensional, snowball, purposive, cluster, and quota sampling. One more, sir, not cluster, convenience. One more is there, key informant sampling. Key informant. So the purposive sampling or the judgmental sampling or a key informant sampling, we also call it as deliberate sampling. Key informant sampling is in the context of research, where researchers deliberately select the individuals with a specialized knowledge. With the information of the researcher only, he will be selecting based on the key information that he has. And this can be also implemented when the population is unknown. Researcher himself can take a decision about the population to select the sample. In that context also we can use this. Key informant or the snowball sampling. Convenience and accidental, accordingly you can just decide and get the answer. Sir, January 2025 question. The sequence of films which are released from the earlier to latest. Sequence of films. Mother India, this question has been asked, and this question may be possible to repeat in tomorrow evening shift. May not be same because tomorrow evening shift is related to English literature. In English literature, movies also part. So must recognize that. Right, Mother India, Panther Panchali, Mughal-e-Azam, New Delhi, and Kalapani. What can be the answer? Answer is given as 4. Chronological order. And who will remember this historical before the independence and after the independence immediately? We didn't even born at that time. Why they are bothering much about this sequence? Panther Panchali 1955, New Delhi 1956, 1957 Mother India, 1958 Kalapani, 1968 Mughal-e-Azam. This is mass communication and media related. So possibility to ask in tomorrow's English literature. Next, what is the full form of CBFC? Again, movie related. This is also movie related federation only. So movie related. CBFC full form. January 2025 exam paper. So Central Board of Film Certification. Central Board of Film Certification is a statutory film certificate which is released by the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Information and Broadcasting of the Government of India. So in 1952, according to the Cinematograph Act 1952, it has been established. Central Board of Film Certification. Central Board of Film Certification. Guys, please do hit a like button if you like the session. Yesterday there was a question in the evening as well as morning shift. Two different questions are there. Morning shift question is encoding barrier, evening shift question is decoding barrier. What is encoding barrier? When you are making a message, when you are creating a message, if the barrier is created or barrier is coming from the sender side in creating a message, that is encoding. Like, you don't know about the sensitivity of the receiver. Without knowing your audience, you are talking, you are sending a message. Or lack of the basic communication skills. You don't have a communication skill, but you started speaking. And whatever you are communicating, it is not understandable to audience. Right? And your insufficient knowledge of the subject. You don't have a content, that is why you can't produce the proper message. Emotional interference, lacking confidence. These are all sender side. When the barrier is being created from the sender side, it is called as an encoding barrier. When the barrier is being created from the understanding side, the receiver can't able to understand. This is a receiver side barrier. Receiver side barrier. So lack of, he don't have an interest, or he don't have a knowledge, he don't have a proper communication skills to understand the spoken language or the written language, or emotional distraction. Full heavy information you are giving, that is why he can't understand. Conflicting messages, some contradicting messages you are giving. These are the examples that we can take it for the decoding. These are for encoding. Sender side barrier and here receiver side barrier. Barrier is nothing but the one which is not able to communicate properly, which is a breakdown of communication. And in between the sender and receiver, there will be a transmitting barrier. Physical barrier due to media channel that you are using, due to that also, or long communication chain, the barrier is getting created. Next, responding barrier. After the decoding, in giving a feedback, whatever the problems are coming, that is responding barrier. After understanding or after misunderstanding, I can't able to respond properly to the sender. So no provision for a feedback, or even if you are giving a feedback, that is not in a proper way or inadequate feedback. These are the questions. Morning shift of 25th June, evening shift of the 25th June. Yesterday. Next, yesterday evening shift, as it is mass communication and journalism related question. Yesterday shift also that one. 5 C's of cinematography. In cinematography, specifically related to camera and management. Right? So, director of photography will be the person who will be the head of the cinematography in a movie. Right? Cinematographer or the DOP we call it as. In this 5 C's, this is actually a one book. 5 C's of cinematography is a one book. In that, what are the 5 C's? Camera angles, continuity, cutting, close-up, composition. What are the 5 C's of cinematography book? Camera angles. So in what angle the camera is going to capture. Continuity, logical sequence of the shots, both time and space. Cutting, showing multiple views of the same action from this side, this side, this side. That is cutting. Close-up, hide and reveal the information. Composition, defining a position, arrangement and view of the objects. So camera angles, continuity, cutting, close-up, composition are the 5 C's of C's of cinematography. In the book it was mentioned. Just that much only. Don't go into the depth of it. Now a logical reasoning question we are going to enter. It is totally related to cameraman work, but remember the same words as it is, you need to remember. because that is from the book, authenticated book it is. Now, there is a one question which is definitely coming from the informal fallacy. Informal fallacy question. Right? Informal fallacies are many. Even they may not ask this regular one. They can put anything in the example to link it to the option. Because any mistake which happens in a regular arguments, which are verbal arguments, which are usual example, general example, can be an informal fallacy. Informal fallacy doesn't have any structure. When the mistake is there in the content of the argument, we call it as informal fallacy. When the mistake is there in the structure of the argument, we call it as a formal fallacy. So informal fallacy doesn't have any structure. They can put any example to relate it to the fallacy. So here there is no theoretical principle that cannot be put into the practice, because such theoretical principle is no theoretical principle at all. This is like we want to hit the examiner with a one rod only. So when this type of examples are given, but here the content is not important. Here, sorry, whatever written is not important, because of this I am saying this. I am saying this based on this. So it is like then and there it is getting rotated, which is like a circular fallacy or petition principle. I am not voting them because they can't win. They can't win as I am not voting them. So it is like circular or a petition principle or begging the fallacy. Circular argument or a petition principle, this is also called as begging the question. And slippery slope is nothing but when you are assuming one event after another. When you are assuming one event after another without any sufficient evidence. Simply, it is out of your fear only you are assuming one event after the another. That is called as a slippery slope. Lost your pen. When no pen, no exam. When no exam, when no pen, no notes. When no notes, no study. When no study, fail. When we fail, no diploma, no qualification. When no diploma, no work. When no money, no work, no money. So like this, one event after the another you are assuming without any evidence. Next, strawman policy is attacking on the position of a person. And there are 2 to 3 fallacies I will tell you which can be possible to ask. For tomorrow examination, kindly go through with the 4 important fallacies. Undistributed, these are formal fallacy. Undistributed, middle term related, or undistributed minor term fallacy, or undistributed major term fallacy. Next, argumentum ad ignorantium, that argumentum ad ignorantium. Nobody is able to, I am believing it as a right one because nobody is able to prove it as wrong. That fallacy is there now, which comes under the argumentum ad ignorantium. Argumentum ad ignorantium. Right? Even you can also go for the one more fallacy. Red herring fallacy, diverting the argument. Where mummy and child example. Red herring fallacy. Diverting the argument. Diverting the argument. And there are 2 more formal fallacies which I just wanted to say. Denying the antecedent. Denying the antecedent. If and then not. If, then not. These are the key words. If and then not. If not, then not. When 2 are in a negative. And affirming the consequent. Affirming the consequent. If positive, then also positive. So after the if, not, and after the then, not is coming denying. Denying the antecedent. If and then, both are in positive, affirming the consequent. If not, then not is a denying the consequent. If and then is the affirming the consequent. So denying the antecedent and affirming the consequent. This fallacy just remember for tomorrow, possibility to ask. Next, logical equivalence. I was repeatedly saying that every time you have to remember. In square of opposition, if you learn one concept of square of opposition, there is a three possible question: direct, contrary, subcontrary, contradictory, as well as subalternation. We also call subalternation as corresponding, right? So this one question can be asked. Out of this, any one. Our second question, where they cannot both be true but cannot be false. Both they cannot be true nor they can be false. So which can be a contradictory. Or both can be true but cannot be false together. Both can be false but cannot be true together. Truth upward, truth downwards, false upward. These are the one more questioning area. Right? One more questioning area is the second. Third one is logically equivalence. Logically equivalence question is another. I will just show you three types of question. Now here both, they cannot both be true nor both can be false, which is a contradictory. Contradictory means A and O related, E and I related. So here A, I, O, E. So it should be A and O, AC or BD, AC or BD, AC or BD. BD option is not available. A and C is there, which is only option 1. Contradictory it is, clearly a contradictory. So, contradictory means relationship between the A and O. This is the A statement, this is the I statement, this is the O statement, this is the E statement. So, A and C are available, but BD not available. BD also correct if it is given in the option. Both they will not give, don't worry. Right? Next here, all cows are herbivores is given as true. So A is true. Then which one can be immediately false? Immediately be false. Immediately means contradictory. O can be false. Is it there? O can be false. O immediately means contradictory. Quite opposite, direct. If this is true, this will be definitely false. So O is here. Some herbivores are not cows. Some herbivores are not cows. But here answer is given as an option 1. All are true. Acha, they are asking which can be definitely true. This is false, na? If this is true, which can be definitely true? If this is true, then this is also to be true. So this is also true to be true. If it is contrary, then E we will talk about it. And here truth downwards. If this is true, definitely I will be true. Because truth always downwards as per the subalternation or corresponding. Subalternation or corresponding. True they given. I made a mistake in the beginning. So if A is true, what will be definitely true? That will be I only definitely true. Option 2 it is. I only definitely true. Next, logically equivalent. Another type of question from the same topic. Logically equivalent means same or similar meaning. Some animals are herbivores. I statement. Some non-herbivores are not animals. Here we should be careful. Answer given is option number 4. That is A and D are same. Look at the difference between the statements, sir. Kindly just pay attention to the wording. Sir, this and this is given. Look at some animals, subject is animal here, predicate is herbivores. Okay, here some non-herbivores. This predicate became subject and subject became predicate. Though it is non-cancelled, though it is some herbivores or animals, but still they have not counted in the answer. Why? Subject became predicate and predicate became subject. Places has been changed. Here some animals are not non. This non got cancelled. Subject same subject place, predicate same predicate place. Which is why they have not taken the second statement into consideration while giving the answer. So place should be same when I statements and O statements are coming. Be careful about it. Be careful when I statements and O statements, some and some not. Right. Next, this is the expected question. In 4 shifts, it is not appeared. It is my expectation that in tomorrow morning shift, this can be possible. Sir, why? On what basis you are saying expectation? doesn't have any base here, because most repeated question in January 25 as well as June 24. That is why I'm expecting. According to the Advaitas, the non-existence of the effect in its material cause previous to its coming into existence. So answer is given as an option 3, which is Pragbhava. Pragbhava. So the Pragbhava here, I'll explain. Abhava means non-existence. Something we are talking about non-existence. We have two types of Abhava. Sansarga Abhava and Anyonya Abhava. Here, Sansarga Abhava is where correlational non-existence. This is not there and this Y also not there. Both are not there. Mutual non-existence. Mutual non-existence. So, mutual non-existence is Anyonya Bhava. Whereas Sansarga Bhava is a correlational non-existence. Look at Pragbhava means given question, prior non-existence. Already before also it is not there. Now we have constructed the bridge, big bridge at that place, Chinab. Right? Previous to that construction, there is no bridge. That is Pragbhava. So, something non-existed before its existence. Before constructing the bridge, there is no bridge in that place. That is Pragbhava. Whereas Pradvamsa Bhava means Dvamsa, destruction, subsequent. Till today it is there. But suddenly that aeroplane got crashed. So till today it was there. From here onwards that aeroplane is not there. Destructed, crashed. So after the destruction, whatever the non-existence we are talking about, that is subsequent. Pradvamsa Bhava, Dvamsa Bhava, Dvamsa, destruction. Atyanta Bhava, eternal. Previously not existed, present not existed, future also it won't exist. Future also it won't exist. That is called as an Atyanta Bhava, Atyanta. Nowhere it is existed, neither past, present, future. Right? Anyonya Bhava is a mutual non-existence. Right, sir? Just remember this topic. Remember this topic. And today morning shift as well as evening shift. I am not sure whether it is asked in both the shift, but one shift this question was there. We have a videos in our channel also on this topic which I am discussing today in this summarized video. Already short videos I posted. Sir, increasing extension, increasing intention and decreasing extension. This first one and last one. When we are talking about increasing intention or decreasing extension, both are same. If the question is about increasing intention or decreasing extension, then they are talking about general to particular. Animal, mammal, feline, tiger. Animal, mammal, feline, tiger. Animal is a broader group. Under the animal, mammal is one of the animal. Feline is category of mammal only. Tiger is comes under the feline family. Like this, broader category to smaller. A general category to particular one. That is increasing intention or decreasing extension. If it is increasing extension and decreasing intention, then ulta, specific to general. Specific to general is increasing in extension and decreasing intention. Tiger, feline, mammal, animal, tiger, feline, mammal, animal. Done. Increasing intention and decreasing extension, or decreasing intention, increasing extension. Either way you call it as, both are one and the same. Next, ICT, half duplex, full duplex topic. It is like a chess and board game, indoor game and sports. So chess is a smaller. Now the example which is given by JFR, if you see, where it will come, where it will fit. Chess and board game, indoor game, sports. Specific to particular, increasing extension or decreasing intention it is. Increasing intention or decreasing extension. Next, for a digital communication, a television broadcast and radio broadcast. are the examples of which type of communication? Which type of communication? Answer is 3, simplex. So there are 3 types of modes of transmission. 3 types. Sender to receiver directly, which is simplex, which is a television and the radio directly sender to receiver. Right, one-way communication. Sender is sending a message, receiver is receiving. After that, again sender is giving a feedback. Here, half duplex. It is in both the direction. It will go and they will receive. After that, they'll give a feedback once they receive. That is comes under the, here communication is happening, but it is not simultaneously. They are sending, now these people receive, after some time they'll understand and they'll give a reply later. That is called half duplex. Communication is not simultaneously happening. In full duplex, sending, receiving, sending, receiving, sending, receiving. Sender will send, immediately reply also. It is like a debate in the TV channel. Full duplex, simultaneously in a live the communication will be there. Communication simultaneously will happen, which is comes under the full duplex. Simplex, half duplex, full duplex. Next, the types of virus. Which of the following is an independent malicious program that propagate itself across the network by exploiting a security flaws? Exploiting, propagate itself means duplication is happening by itself. Answer is given as an worm. Worm means without the user interaction, the files which are there inside the computers are getting duplicated. That comes under the worm. And there is one more question in the evening shift. Ransomware question has been asked. What is this ransomware question? Ransomware is a type of attack where they will crack, they'll crack your website, or they will attack on your website, and they will do encryption of everything. They'll take control of entire your data or the internet protocol, whatever. They'll try to hack your entire system, and to release that, to decrypt that, they'll demand certain money. They'll demand certain money by encrypting entire your data under their control. They'll hack entire your system or the data. So that is called ransomware. You have to provide the ransom to them to get that decryption or to get that data. This is the evening shift question, computer science. Morning, na computer science, not evening. Sorry. Next, Trojan horse. Yesterday question. Trojan horse is everything looks like legal only, but it will be controlling entire your computer. It can damage your computer. It can take control of your entire computer. But looks like everything legal one only. A software will be inserted into your computer with a legal permissions and all. Looks like everything is virus free and all, but it will attack and control entire your computer. Then next, network topology related question has been asked. Mesh topology, ring topology, bus topology. Yesterday question was bus topology. Here communicating device is connected to the central node. What we call that as? The which type of topology connected to the central node? Central node. So given answer is that option 4, star topology. Star topology, you can just see how it is connected. Central node, all the computers are connected. Bus topology means on a single network line, all the computers are attached. Right? Ring topology means in a circular manner it is here. Ring topology. All the computers are in a ring. One computer to another computer, it is connected. Each computer is connected to other. That is why it is circular. Mesh topology means every computer is connected to two computers, or every computer is connected to all the other computers. Here this is connected to this. This is connected to this. And this is connected to this. So every computer is connected to other. Here one computer is connected to another. Here every computer is connected to every computer. Done. That is topology types. Next, there is a split in seconds question. Arrangement, sequence arrangement they are asking. But here the blunder mistake which is committed in yesterday question paper by the students. The question is longest to shortest has been asked. Here first one, if you see 10 power minus 3, which is the highest one. Highest are the highest one, 10 power minus 3. This is the highest one. 10 power minus 3 or 1 by 1000 millisecond. Millisecond is a top. After that, microsecond. Milli first, micro. So below than this, 10 power minus 6. Minus 3 is higher than minus 6. Right? Nanosecond. Nanosecond. 10 power minus 9. 3 tables simply. Milli, micro, nano. Milli, micro, nano. After the nano, picoseconds. 10 power minus 12. 3 fours are 12. Right? Femtosecond. 10 power minus 15. Right? Attosecond. 10 power minus 18. And 10 power minus 21, which is Jeptosecond. Jeptosecond. Kindly remember, the highest one is 10 power. If they are asking lowest to highest, Jepto, Atto, Femto, Pico, and Nano, Micro, Milli. From longest to shortest, Milli, Micro, Nano, Pico, Femto, Atto, Jepto. That is why Jepto name is given, no? Jepto name. Jepto. Clear? The sequence. So remember that millisecond is the largest one and highest one. Jepto is the lowest one. Now the people and environment, very much repetitive question is there from the wastewater treatment process or the water quality treatment process. Water quality treatment process. Sir, what are the physical parameters of water quality? This question has not been asked, but it is expected for tomorrow. Right? What are the physical parameter? Water quality parameter. Physical water quality, turbidity, total solid and suspended solids, and color are the three physical. And chemical water quality is hydrogen ion concentration and potential of hydrogen pH level, total dissolved solids, which is TDS level, alkalinity, hardness, and this iron as well as manganese. Fe means iron and manganese are the chemical water quality. So here given question is that physical only they are asking. Answer is 1, which is temperature, turbidity, and total solids, suspended solids, total suspended solids. And which of the following is turbidity highest? Turbidity means muddiness, muddy water. So muddy water is nothing but a turbidity. Very, very unclean water is called as a turbidity. Right? Muddy water, option B. Turbidity. Light and temperature also physical. Physical in the sense where we can able to witness physically. Chemical means the chemical parameters will be involved in that. Chemical parameter like a potential of hydrogen, and total dissolved solids, alkalinity, hardness. These are chemical things. Physical means which we can able to witness physically by observation with our eyes and all. The color we can recognize, light we can recognize, temperature we can recognize, and also the turbidity we can recognize, the muddy water. Right? Next, which of the following are the impacts of hydroelectric power plant? Yesterday morning question, hydroelectricity power plant related question. Power plant, not point. So your answer is 1. Answer is 1. All are A, B, C, D except E. Here hydroelectric projects. Hydroelectric power project, when you construct it, it will be land. Wherever you are going to construct the hydroelectric, which is water electricity related, land will be degraded, micro seismicity, greenhouse gas emissions will be more, and water pollution also can cause by constructing this power plant in that hydroelectric. Right? That is 1. And water quality parameter matching question also I am showing. Biological oxygen demand, which will be oxygen consumed by microorganisms. How much oxygen? Biological oxygen demand, BOD quality parameter. Dissolved oxygen, it will be talking about how much amount of oxygen. See, dissolved oxygen and the temperature, there is a relation. The higher the temperature, dissolved oxygen will be low. When oxygen is low, fishes, the aquatic animal like a prawns and fishes will die. When temperature is high, hot water, the fishes will die. If the temperature is low, oxygen will be, dissolved oxygen will be more, they can survive. So how much amount of oxygen will be determined by dissolved oxygen. Next, chemical oxygen demand, COD. This is about organic matter in the water, strength of organic matter. Right? Potential of hydrogen, which will be deciding the water quality, acidic in nature or basic or alkaline in nature, neutral in nature. That one comes under the water quality parameter comparison. Now, wastewater treatment, how to do the process of wastewater from the wastewater to clean water, how can we convert? So there is a 4-step process here, even though the question is about only tertiary method, which is a yesterday morning question. Today's question is that which of the following is the primary method of wastewater treatment process? Primary method. So let's look at all the 4 methods first. I will show you all the 4 methods. Later I'll come back to question. First, the primary treatment. Before this, there is a primary process. After the primary treatment. Later, secondary treatment. Later, tertiary treatment or advanced treatment. Advanced treatment. Final purification will go on. So here, if you see, preliminary or primary, whatever the big particles will be there in the wastewater, this much muddy water, big particles will be there. That will be separated. Larger material and sand will be separated in the beginning. Later, primary treatment. In the primary treatment, we will be identifying the particulate matter as well as biological oxygen demand. Right? Whatever the suspended solids will be identified to remove. Like a gilt removals. Gilt means small size. Secondary stage here, whatever the organic matters can be removed here, and yes, soluble biological oxygen demands can be removed. Next, in tertiary or the advanced process, we will be adding the chemicals or the nutrients like a chlorine powder. All these things can be added to the water cleaning process so that water will be free from all the different types of pollutants. Right? Now, if I can show you screening, communication as well as gilt removals. Gilt removals means a big particles removals will be there. Big particles will be separated in the preliminary. In the secondary stage, which is a primary stage, second stage is a primary. In this, sedimentation will happen. But there are 2 types of sedimentation. Right? Biological as well as physical, or biological or non-biological. Biological is thickening, digestion and dewatering, filter, centrifuge or drying beds. Next, non-biological, thickening, conditioning, dewatering, filter and centrifuge. All these are biologically can happen or non-biologically also can happen, which is a sedimentation process in the second. And a third, where secondary sedimentation. There is one more question, in which of the following wastewater treatment process sedimentation will be part of it. Sedimentation is part of the primary, is also part of the secondary. In both the process, sedimentation is very common. And once the water is coming into a third level, advanced, which is called as the tertiary level, where we add the nitrogen compounds, phosphorus compounds, suspended solid removals, organic and metal removals, dissolved oxygen, all these things can be added here, which is a disinfection, means we are removing the infection related things, if any, by adding the chemicals over here in the final stage. Now look at the question, sir. Once, what was the question? Tertiary sewage process. In tertiary, which of the following compounds will be removed? Basically, just now we have seen nitrogen, phosphorus, we have seen. So A and B should be the correct answer. Option number 4. Option number 4 is the one. Next, another question. What is the order of treating hard groundwater from initial to final step? Groundwater means inside the ground. What? How to process it to make it as a fresh water for drinking purpose. So there is a 4-step process here. Deep well, dig the deep, and we have to like a bore well or else any type of river digging. Also, we will be constructing a well here. After that, aeration, sand filtering, cartridge, softening, clean water. This is how the groundwater treatment process. So in the groundwater treatment process, first aeration is there. After that, first aeration is there. Softening. Later, once we soften, filtration and disinfection is there. Disinfection is a final one. Why it is final, because here we will add the chemicals like a chlorine to remove the infectious elements from the water so that it can be useful for the drinking purpose. Next, earthquake. Earthquake can be measured in 2 ways. We have Mercalli scale to check the intensity of the earthquake. To check the intensity, we will be using Mercalli scale. To check the intensity of the earthquake, we will be using Mercalli scale. Alright. Whereas, to check the magnitude, Richter scale will be used. Magnitude of the earthquake. So, to check the magnitude of the earthquake, Richter scale will be used. To check the intensity of the earthquake, we will be using Mercalli scale. This is magnitude is a 10-point scale. Magnitude is a 10 point. After the earthquake, what is the destruction? That is magnitude. Right? Sorry, after the earthquake, what is the destruction, which is the intensity? And at what level the earthquake is occurred? Is it a very strong or a minor or a light or a major? That one comes under the Richter scale. Intensity is a very, very intensity based. Intensity measurement 1 to 12. 1 to 12 point scale. Mercalli. Whereas Richter scale is 1 to 10 point magnitude. Magnitude. Next, higher education, last and final. Last and final, higher education. I will not take even more 10 minutes. Right. The scholars and their specialization has been asked. Fatafat, I will take you through the 4 questions and later I will give you the final list. Here, answer for this question is 4. Brahmagupta is a mathematician. So please write it down. Keep on writing. Brahmagupta is related to mathematician. And Kautilya is related to political strategist. Patanjali is a yoga and Charaka is a physician. Right? This is the question number 1. Kautilya is a political strategist. Brahmagupta is a mathematician. And Patanjali yoga, Charaka is a physician. And the second, next question is that again, Aryabhatta is related to astronomy. Kannad is related to atomic theory. Sushruta is related to surgery. And Nagarjuna is a alchemy. Nagarjuna is a sage, Nagarjuna which is alchemy. And after that here, Baudayana, which is yesterday evening question. Yesterday evening question, this was. Right, Baudayana. Baudayana is related to Arthashastra. Baudayana. Nagarjuna is related to Sulva Sutra. Right? And after that, Brahmagupta is related to Rasratnaka. Next, Vishnugupta is a Brahmasputa Siddhantika. Brahmasputa Siddhantika. So, wait, answer is mismatch. I'm sorry. Baudayana is a Sulva Sutra, Nagarjuna is Rasratnakara. Brahmagupta is a Brahmasputa Siddhantika. Vishnugupta is a Ardhashastra. Baudayana, Sulva Sutra, Nagarjuna, and Brahmagupta is a Brahmasputa Siddhantika. Vishnugupta is Ardhashastra. Now, all the list, if you can just see. In the morning shift of yesterday, here Astadhyayi, Panini related. Astadhyayi, Panini. Astadhyayi by Panini. Patanjali, Mahabhasya. Mahabhasya, even Patanjali also yoga. Like Nagananda, Harshavardhana, Nagananda. And Naisada Charitra, Sri Harsha. Mrichakatika, Sudraka. Gita Govinda, Jaydev. Navratna, Visrena. Mudrakesha, which is Visakadatta, right? Rajatarangini, Kalhana. After that, here Katasarita Sagar, Somadeva, Vatsayana Kamasutra, and Amoga Varsha, which is Prashnottara Malika. Bhasa, Swapan, Swapan was Datta, Bhasa, and Asvagosa, Buddha Charitra, Natya Shastra, Kalidasa, Natya Shastra, Bharata, Abhigyana Shakuntalam, Kalidasa, Abhigyana Shakuntalam, Vikramavarshi, and Raghuvanasan. Next, Amarshamaha, Amarkosa, Aryabhatta, Surya Siddhanta and Aryabhatta. Aryabhatta also related to this now. Just now we got one question, Aryabhatta. Astronomy related, astronomy. Right, Panchatantra, Vishnu Sharma and Kamanandaka, Nitisara and Kavi Kirti, which is Prasati and Meghantasi, Indica and Kautilya Ardhashastra. Ardhashastra is one more person. Ardhashastra. Vishnu Gupta also Ardhashastra related. And today there is a one question related to whether that question I have added or not, I am not sure. Bhaskaracharya is a one author related. Bhaskaracharya related also has been asked in mass the following. Right now, all the educational bodies under one shot I am just showing you over here. From ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research, 1911 time period. Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR. Indian Council of Agriculture Research, ICAR, 1929. Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, 1942. All India Council for Technical Education, AICTE, 1945. AICTE in 1987, separate AICTE Act. University Grants Commission, 1956. Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, 1958. National Council of Educational Research and Training, NCRT, 1961. National Institute of Educational Planning and Administration, NIEPA, Planning and Administration, 62. Indian Space Research Organization, 69. ICSSR, 69. Indian Council of Social Science Research. Indian Council of Historical Research, 72. Bhabha Atomic Research Center, BARC, 1972. Indian Council of Philosophical Research, 77, 1977. National Council of Science Museums, 1978. Indira Gandhi National Open University, 1985. 1986, Department of Biotechnology, and year 1989, National Institute of Open Schooling, NIOS. 1994, National NAC. 1994, NBA. And Indian Institute of Science Education Research, IISER, 2006. 2007, we have two. National Institute of Science Education and Research, National Commission for Protection of Child Rights. National Testing Agency, which is our agency, 2017. 2018, National Council of Vocational Education and Training. Vocational Education and Training. All the higher education and research related regulatory bodies, I just tried to give so that you can answer this type of questions. This type of question here. NIEPA, National Institute of Educational Planning and Administration. Planning and Administration, which is management. ICSR, Social Science Research. NAC is to accreditate. AICTE, Technical Education. Quality and Technical Education. And NAC is to accreditate the higher education. ICSSR is Social Science. So, Answer is 3412. 3412. Option 3. After that, now the chronological order of these committees. Sir, Committee on Differentiation Curricula for Boys and Girls, 1958. So 1958, Srimati Durgabai Deshmukh Commission on Women Education. Durgabai Deshmukh. 1958, Durgabai Deshmukh Commission on Women Education. This is Women Education Committee total. Hansa Mehta Committee 1962 Women Education, and 1958 Durgabai Deshmukh Commission, Bhaktavatsala Commission 1963 also. Hansa Mehta 1962. So here National Policy on Education 1968, which is the first national education policy after independence 1968. Even sometimes Sargon Plan of Action also before the independence immediately. Commission on Teachers 1983. Acharya Ramamurthy Commission, which is NEP Review Committee. It is Acharya Ramamurthy Commission as well as Janardhan Commission, Janardhan Reddy Commission are the two commissions to review the national education policy in 1986 in India. So on NEP 1986 to review the two committees, Ramamurthy Committee, Janardhan Committee. Yashpal Committee, Learning Without Burden 1993, Learning Without Burden 1993, Learning Without Burden. Whereas National Commission on Higher Education is 2009. So Yashpal Committee 1993 one, 2009 is another commission. Both are Yashpal Commission only. And there is a one question which is being triggered in today's morning. Whether it is the same question or not, I am not sure. Which of the following organization will be dealing with the education matters at a global level, at a world level? So which body will be dealing with the education matter? That was the question from the student. It is shared, but I am not much sure about whether the option is there as a UNESCO or not. This you can confirm with your computer science shift friends, if anybody is there, or if you belong to CS, please inform me also, I can inform. If it is at a global level, if any body is related to education, that is UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific, Cultural Organization. Educational, Scientific, Cultural Organization is a body dealing with the education matters also at a global level. At a global level to strengthen the education system and problems and challenges to achieve the SDG number 4. So these are the things which I just wanted to cover. Almost it is 1 hour 15 minutes. I tried my best to give you the all types of question asked in yesterday, today, morning and evening shift in a one shot from 7 topics of paper 1. I hope it is beneficial to you. If you feel it is useful, please just hit a one like button and share with known groups in your circle. And subscribe to this channel and join in our Telegram group. And all the best for tomorrow's morning examination and then evening shift also, upcoming exams. Please do inform us after your exam. How was the examination and how was our classes are useful? How our content is useful to you in cracking or giving a best in your examination. Thank you so much. Do not forget after the result. Right? Stay tuned.